escape! Now you shall perish! Pathetic! Absurd! Absurd! The eye sweeps the lands! Inazuma shines eternal! The Titian sakura blossoms that once filled the skies fell to the ground as pitch-black rain. As long as the ley lines flow, the relentless erosion of time will never stop.
She's completely recovered?
There is no escape! Now you shall perish! This world, a fleeting shadow. A divine lightning that envelops all of Inazuma will fade silently into the clouds. There shall never be another. Never. For the rest of time. Torn to oblivion! Inferior. Evasion is futile. I shall not fall here. The eye sweeps the land. Inazuma shines eternal. Euthymia crumbles before.
Have you finally defeated her?
It appears your martial prowess has not dulled. But how long can your will remain strong?
How the heck?
In this realm of consciousness, her existence, she was built to resist erosion. Her will is stronger than any other living being's, including you and me.
Then, does that mean this is gonna be an...
Maybe. But I have to prove to her that my presence... If I don't do this, this is my duty. No matter how long this battle may last, months, years, centuries, and no matter how 500 years ago, humanity proved their strength here in the present. They rely on their ambition to It is about time that I learned to trust them. I understand that. But if the dreams of which Makoto spoke are true eternity, a short moment for which the Shogun... I fight for the everlasting... I vow to the subjects of... during my absence.
But this means that...
Pass on my words.
Looks like we got kicked out. Oh, what do we do? Are we really just... She was making sense. And maybe this is the only way to change the Shogun's rules, but still... Right? Also, A can be pretty stubborn at times, and has a history of... What if she gets too obsessed with winning, and she forgets why she's there in the first place? It could happen. Yeah, we should help her out, like we did. Is there any way we can cut down how long she needs to spend in there? Or, you know, help her win the... Well, whatever. We can't let anything bad happen to A-Well. Oh, but we also can't get in. Okay, well, first things first. We gotta find a way back in. Oh, come on, brain juice. Don't feel Paimon now. Oh, you're right. Paimon nearly forgot about her. Who knows if she really understands these consciousness realm playing thingies more than we do, but there's no one else we can turn to.
Whenever you're troubled.
Someone's not in the best of moods. Let me guess. You're all tangled up in another situation and need me to I hope you realize how lucky you are. If it was anyone else, I don't think I'd have the patience to keep greeting them with...
But you're always smiling.
That was a figure of speech. Do you understand? Nitpicking my turns of phrase. The sheer audacity.
Oh, yeah. Something really big's happened.
Oh, okay, I see. So, A's decided to palm Inazuma off on the humans, while she goes off on her impossibly stubborn. Jumps straight to the most extreme course of action imaginable, presumes her sheer will can see her through, despite a near impossible. You know as well as I do that she's always been like this. Why start fretting about it now? Rushed into it without thinking. Well put. Oh, so you seem to be under the impression that I am able to offer some sort of help? Who gave you that?
Is she playing dumb? She's doing this.
Aha, you're learning, little one. But really, the truth of the matter is that I don't know much more about Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness than you do. All I know is that it's the foundation of the sacred Sakura. And from what I've heard, it's a little different from A's.
Because Raiden Makoto is no longer alive?
Not just because of that. The nature of the space itself is different in some way. But I can only speculate. You're the ones who have actually been there. Anyway, we needn't worry about the details too much. It'll just... First things first. Follow me to the entrance. Now then, I always have my way. To the outsider, the realm of consciousness is a very abstract concept. In other words, even though I can't pinpoint the...
So, it's abstract.
Yes, no need to try and understand it. Let me put this simply. Right now, everything is turbulent and disordered. This is precisely why when...
What? Alright, well, I might stay here then. You two...
Suit yourself. Worst case scenario, all we stand to lose is A.
You... Paimon had it up to here with both of you! Fine! Paimon's coming too.
Oh, well, if you're quite sure, then of course. I say. Oh, nothing. It just seems extraordinary. By the way, remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only a strong enough will can prevent you from being swallowed by the giant waves of abstract space. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination. Well then, the door's open. Hop on in. I'll stay outside and provide what stability I can. I'll be ready. I'm placing my god in your capable hands. For my sake and for Inazuma's, please. Bring her back.
Miko, you better know what you're doing!
That's enough chatter. Get to work. Remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination.
Huh? You have returned. But how were you able to get back in? And how come you have not changed? This is a duel to remember. It is as if we have returned to the moment when the laws of eternity were first established. Your will over countless battles. Not once have you lost, and never have you shown the slightest Had I made all enemies of eternity stand against you, you still would not have wavered. For your firm commitment to enforcing the rules, you bring honor to the title of Guardian. Now these two return once more to this space. An inevitability of fate. Then, let this be our final duel. The conclusion to that which began 500... Final duel? Stand back, traveler. I'm going to be the start of something new. The time our duels took to fight was long enough to witness the rise and fall of nations. The energy they consumed was great enough to vaporize the ocean and turn day into night. And the will they demanded, sufficient to penetrate minds and crush. Yet, you have endured. I will endure forever. Witness the final calamity! Illusion shattered! Purge all obstacles! Perish! Shine down! Shin's fury! Eternity is in my This is... I believed you were incapable of transcending the past. But it seems my belief was baseless. But a will that cannot be eroded has... You need not worry about the future. And you aren't alone. I know your power more than anyone else. Had I relied upon my strength alone, yet my reason... And whenever I think of this, I feel something. The blade that I inherited from Makoto seems to be trying to guide... I noticed it also. Just now in the heat of battle, it seemed to unleash a new and unfamiliar... This power is beyond the limits of my understanding. This blade belonged to Makoto. Perhaps it can only respond to me with its full power when I truly When I clasped Muso Ishin in my hands, it was at once a familiar feeling. You have my approval. Your present will is not the product of erosion. I shall no longer stop you from attempting to... From this day forth, this body will remain. I won't design any more rules that can never be changed. You used to represent my past, but from today onward, Makoto never saw me as a fearless weapon. Likewise, I should not regard you as a mere tool. You truly have changed. I suppose this is what humans call... I understand. I shall become your shadow, just as you were once Makoto's shadow. The duties I perform will not change, but as a warrior, I look forward to the chance to fight like this again in the future. It was simply a new experience for me. One that is worth reliving.
Have you finished fighting then?
Hello, A. And greetings, those who have come to bear witness. I am Raiden Makoto, the previous Electro Archon, who failed in my duties and left you all... Makoto? I'm so happy. You've come so far. I left a faint fragment of my will in Muso Ishin, so that in the moment that you unleashed its full power, I too would be released. convoluted way to reach you, but... well, you held such deeply entrenched views at the time that you wouldn't have listened to a word. There was no time to wait for you to have a change of heart. Please forgive me, but... you never mentioned everything happened so suddenly. I've always felt terrible for having to entrust Inazuma to you. I should have been the one to impart these ideas to you, a little at a time, to dissuade you from your pursuit of stillness. Did you know what was about to happen in Conria? I had some sense of it. That place was not somewhere that any Archon could afford to ignore. In my present form, I can no longer perceive time. I don't know how long we have been separated before this reunion, but I know that this must have been an extremely arduous journey for you. Don't look down on me. See? You admit it. It was with this possibility in mind that I left a parting gift for you. Something to soothe Inazuma's pain. Here. Take it, before my last shred of consciousness fades away. But it is you who must take the most important step.
The light turned into a seed?
The miracle tree that blesses the people, in this moment new to the world and yet to be known. When to plant it, where it shall bloom. She who brings it into being must let her heart and dreams decide. Grant it life, eh? Is it really? Eternity extends time into infinity. Dreams illuminate each moment within. When both shine in unison, the sacred Sakura blooms from the darkness, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles. Now the nightmare has dissipated, and reality is made whole. The vision we both yearn for is still further ahead. My only regret is that I cannot witness Inazuma's future, nor can I walk this journey with you. Do you know, I am so happy right now, because my final wish has now come true. Your polearm once protected me from countless calamities. For this, I've always felt indebted to you. Though I could never repay you in full, this sacred Sakura will buy you some time until you are ready to awaken and embrace the new. What do you think? Did it do the trick? This time, it really is goodbye, eh? Goodbye, Makoto.
So the A of the present planted the sacred Sakura in the realm of consciousness, and it took root in the Inazuma of the past. No matter what you make of it, it's quite incredible.
All of this is thanks to Makoto's power. Her understanding of eternity is a concept intimately connected with time. When you begin to touch on eternity, the concept of
A place where time is meaningless and cannot be understood with ordinary logic. So that was the turbulence I was sensing. Perhaps that is the reason why you were able to return precisely to this point in time without any problems. And yet, that sense of disorderliness has now completely disappeared.
I don't fully understand yet. But my intuition tells me that the reason for everything...
Well, I'm not convinced that.
Without the sacred Sakura, Inazuma would likely have been completely
I know you've always perceived there was something special about the sacred Sakura, but to me, it has always been there. You've tried in the past to prove to me that there's a connection between the sacred Sakura and Makoto's consciousness, but unfortunately...
No. But I understand why now. It was because the sacred Sakura...
But don't you think that tree looked a lot different than how it does now?
The sacred Sakura is within my purview at the shrine, so obviously I get to prune it exactly how I like.
Ugh. Now we see who's pulling the strings.
I'm joking. That tree has been through a lot since it first sprouted. We have the loving care of Kitsune over the ages to thank for how it appears, and obviously I played my part too. It's fair to say that very little time passed between the moment you came out of that realm and the moment you re-entered it. But in that same time, centuries of battling Traveler, if I'm guessing correctly, you were repeating your wishes to yourself in your mind, weren't you? At that time, I could sense A's whereabouts, but I also sensed anomalies in the flow. Suffice to say, time added a whole new dimension to our search, simply establishing a location. Fortunately, your will was strong enough that the turbulence carried you to the moment in time most likely to be the intersection. The flow of turbulence may well have been influenced by Makoto, but it took everyone's efforts combined to ultimately help A. So this time...
Does that mean it wasn't by chance that we ended up at the final duel? We were always meant to be there to witness what was going to happen?
I thought that the flow of time was the same on the inside and the outside. So it was a great shock to me when the Traveler reappeared. My first thought was, has a great disaster befallen Inazuma? But it turned out you had come to rescue me. You too have my thanks. You have done...
A, how are you feeling?
My body has fully recovered, and the Shogun's will no longer fights against me.
Always thrilled to hear you're in good health. But I was really asking, after all, you saw Makoto in there, did...
I only heard her voice. I'll be fine. It brought a few things back, of course. I have to say, she even factored my immaturity. It's all thanks to her that Inazuma lived to see this day. I just planted a seed.
Yeah, it was thanks to everything you did that you got to see her again. That's amazing!
Thank you.
Today, at long last, you and Inazuma finally emerge from the shadows cast by the events of centuries. Makoto and you are Inazuma's past...
It's rare to hear such comforting words from you.
Oh, come on. You only think it's rare because you never used to listen to a word I say.
Makoto said the exact same...
Great minds think alike, hmm? I wonder, does that qualify me to, maybe, take the position of Shogun? Actually, no. Forget that. Far more trouble than...
We will have to end the frivolities there. There is much work to be done. The Shogun and I will closely review the Inazuma of today to find out where things currently stand. After that...
Really? That's huge!
I am no longer pursuing an eternity defined by stasis. In which case, there is no further need to... I don't doubt that many challenges lie ahead for Inazuma. I'm looking forward to it.
We're going to hunt. I'm hungry.